afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses. The Big A, Anthony Stabile, Andy Sterling, joining you on a Friday, on a short week. This is the Easter Sunday week. You never know when Easter's going to fall. Could be anywhere, right?
Yeah. Or as early as, I think, March
We've had it
20.
in March, right?
I think it's, yeah. I've shared Easter. My birthday has been on Easter a few times. I think it can be as early as March 23rd.
Okay.
And then it goes to like April 7th,
I don't have to worry about things like that, you know. It's just,
Right.
it's just,
Well, it's also
anyway.
had the start of Passover tonight, too.
you know, we used to have Palm Sunday off, and before I came to work here, it was very annoying. And then I came to work here, and we have to work that day, and it's just, you know, it's sort of like, it doesn't, you know, whatever. That was a really archaic law, you know, that, the law for closing on Palm Sunday and Easter, are you aware of how it came into being?
No.
This is something I learned from Harvey Pack, was that when we got Sunday racing, and what was that, about 78-ish, somewhere in there? It was late 70s.
Earlier than that.
If it was earlier, it wasn't much earlier.
A little earlier than that.
Not
I wasn't born.
No, it was, so anyway, we got Sunday racing, and there was somebody involved in the political thing that said, but you have to be off on Easter and Palm Sunday. And that was how that happened, and it took a long, long time for
It took
it
a
to
long
change,
time
yeah.
to get rid of
Anyhow,
the
we got a
Palm
lot to
Sunday
talk
law.
about, so we'll talk about stuff you really don't care about. But you do care about NYRA bets. I know in your heart
Absolutely.
you deeply care about NYRA bets, just as we do. So if for some crazy reason you're one of the 17 people watching that hasn't signed up for NYRA bets, you know, get with the program here. Go to NYRAbets.com, use the promo code STAKES200. We will match the $200 of your initial deposit. We have the $20 Friday with Oaklawn. Bet 75 or more on Oaklawn and Aqueduct, and you'll get $20 regardless of the outcome.
Just
That's
opt in.
I like those silks. They look pretty good, don't they?
Yeah.
Are those like Coolmore silks on the inside, you think?
I don't think so.
No, they look like them, don't they? Those purple.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Who would they
A
be, though?
little too bright.
I don't know about that, Ant. I'm going to find out.
Okay.
Anyhow, we also have the contest, $300 buy-in. You have until 5 o'clock, just under 5 hours to sign up. These are lots of fun. Head over to NYRA.com/contest for more information. Belmont Stakes tickets still on sale. They will sell out. Get them while you can. Also, 1 to 6:30 today, America's Day at the Races.
What are you on?
1 to 3:30.
Okay.
1 to 3:40 or something. All right.
FS2.
FS2. There you have it. All right, today's first race.
Do we have a minute to talk about? Okay.
What?
We have a minute to talk about the track from yesterday.
Well, I was just about to make mention of that. I think yesterday might have been as extreme a speed bias as I've seen in a while.
That was
as it
unbelievable
gets.
yesterday.
Yeah, and I think the proof of it is in the buyer speed figures. If you look at them, they're exaggerated. The only horse that didn't run to the figure, that didn't run that high, was the horse that won the horse that won Ferruti last time out, that was claimed by Jeffrey Englehart. But that horse was also completely eased in the last furlong.
Never.
Yeah, the 6 horse.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you saw a 99 figure for the Mark Casse horse, the exaggerated win there. That first-time star that set that ridiculous pace that won off by 500 lengths got a 75 figure. My guess is that horse will never run in the 70s again. The first winner ran a big number, almost 90, and they were exaggerated numbers. Now, I talked to Brian, we got about a sixth of an inch of rain, 0.16 inches. As Brian said to me, I said about the turf, and he said it was just enough that we didn't have to water. So it made no difference,
Perfect.
and that's why we're firm. It was good for that. But I'd have to think they had the track sealed tight, knowing it was coming in. And I mean, you don't know if it's going to happen, but that was extraordinary yesterday.
That was something.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't close. You couldn't close.
It's something I've learned to pay more attention to, hanging around you. That was something yesterday.
Yeah, that was something. And as we go to the first race, and we'll show the replay of Lakota Spirit's last race, I had originally planned to pick against Lakota Spirit, but the reality is this horse is the controlling speed on the inside. And I'm not going to play against a horse. And yeah, I know this horse has lost twice, once at a very short price for Chad Brown. I don't like that. I don't disagree. But this horse is the speed, and I'm not betting against the speeds. I'm not thrilled with this horse, but I don't see any superstars in the air, and this horse is supposed to be in front. So I'm going to take Lakota Spirit in the first race.
Yeah. I took a little shot against Lakota Spirit with first to act. I tried to handicap and put the picks up without worrying too much. And you know, the rain. I'm wondering what the rain will do.
Oh, listen, the track could be totally
Yeah.
different. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. You know, I'm not going to make it my entire thing today. And I mean, the first act's a tough horse to gauge, and I've got her second. Obviously, don't disagree with you, but. You know, she ran a 4-horse field. She ran behind Equal Pay. If people aren't familiar with the horse that beat her last time, she's the horse that was going to win on Belmont Stakes weekend that tripped. And Irad Ortiz got hurt, and that's why he was out for a couple of weeks at that point, and he wasn't able to ride Belmont weekend. And then she came back, and she blew up in a wet track race, and then she lost on closing day at Saratoga, and this was her first start since then. She's a very talented horse, and maybe it's taken a while to get her head straight
Right.
after that incident.
Absolutely.
She was fine physically. But I don't, you know, I just don't know what to make of First Act. I mean, she got a huge pedigree. First Passage, a very nice horse. She won the Azalea, I want to say. I think she ran for Andrew Rosen, I believe, who owns her.
Yes. Now and now
Third in the test, maybe? Was she Marty Wilson?
that might be right.
Yeah.
Now the blinkers go on.
Oh, she's not slow.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree. I would use only 2s and 5s in this race. I'm with you. She's the other horse.
Yeah.
I think if you want somebody else, she's the other horse. I don't really know who else to take in here.
I don't either.
We'll see how it works out. I mean, listen, it's not as though anybody is so out of it. I'm not thrilled with Culdee, but she's run okay. I thought the figure for Aunt Naughty a little on the high side. And, you know, maybe Jabberwock will run better. I know David Aragona likes this horse as much as I respect his opinion. I didn't see it, but he certainly, if he likes a price horse, it's always worth taking another look at the horse. So race number 2 is kind of the, who are you going to take against Bailout? I mean, that's what it comes down to, because the options aren't particularly thrilling. And we'll take a look at Bailout's race 2 back. And I didn't show the last race because I thought this race 2 back was quintessential Bailout,
Yep.
right? The winner, you know what's notable about the winner of this race?
No.
The winner of this race was Chad Brown's 2000th win.
Oh, it's 2000.
And I
Not
mean,
2000.
2000?
2000 for Chad?
2000 win. Yes, correct. And it was nice that he did it on a Klarovich horse, given all the success they've had together. But this is Bailout, right? I know digital software was a very short price, but most horses would have won that race. And I mean, poor Bailout. Bailout is so much better on paper than who he's running against, but
Can't do it.
it's going to be the year of Jeffrey Englehart if this horse wins today, right? I mean, he should get like a special award if he gets to the winner's circle with this horse without a DQ.
They've-
Feels like this horse
No, no,
gets
no,
made
no.
on a DQ,
If
right?
this were- I don't care how this horse gets to the winner's
No, a
circle.
DQ would be.
Yeah, you just can't do it. And there are two,
Isn't the hunch bet left on Boylston?
because it's opening day.
Yeah, because that's where Fenway is.
Well, there you go.
So he's the hunch bet. Yeah. He has a half the turn of events, by the way.
Yes, he is.
He's got pedigree.
Yes, he is.
Don't overanalyze. Anyway, I mean, it's a question. You want the Weaver horses? Weaver lost 2 races yesterday, so his career may be over.
Yeah.
27 of 8.
I scratched into the Weaver, so.
All right, you like the 7.
I think there were 2 options, right? I think there were 2.
No, there were 4. Now there's 3.
No. If you wanted to pick against Bailout.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And now there's 2 left, and you and I have each.
I
Have you
worry
tried
about. I know the strike price has an. Do you know what strike price is? Do you know what a strike price is?
I don't.
It's an options term.
Okay.
And today would have actually been an option expiration day, but the exchanges are closed on Good Friday.
Wow.
So I don't know if they have it. Do they wait till next week? I don't remember what
I
we did in
don't- I
weird
don't know.
situations like this.
I don't know.
It's basically the holiday for because they don't get a holiday for Easter, because Easter's on a Sunday. So it's the Good Friday holiday, because I always had that off. And hit a pick 6 in 2006 on a Good Friday. That was the one where I tried to keep the Sean's share was 4,000. It was a $10,000 pick 6. Richie won the last leg, and Sean had 40%, and it was 4,000. And I said to him, "I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to give it to you on opening day at Saratoga. You have a bankroll." He insisted on getting it. He blew it that weekend.
I think Swing for the Fences may have won on a Good Friday at Keeneland.
Possible. I know that day the Chief had a big win in the stake, I think with a hobo horse.
06?
Beat a horse for Stan Huff that was a heavy favorite. Sensation or something like that.
So it would have been the Bed of Roses.
No. It was an overnight stake. No, it was an overnight stake. It was
Then I thought we
3-year-olds.
used to run one of the Philly, not the Bed of
It
Roses,
was
maybe the Distaff.
No, this was a 3-year-old.
okay.
Like I don't know, it was an overnight stake, or I know Mike Luzzy won a turf race that day. And I know the MIG won on a Schosberg Alfred horse in the last race by 10. One of those like turn for the lark or run for the lark.
Run for the lark, yeah. I remember Run for the Lark.
The only horse I signaled to it. The horse was a huge favorite. And the horse was like 10 left. It never happens, right?
I remember when Jesuit won on Good Friday. Do you remember that?
Speaking of Alfred.
Yeah, there he is.
We got an Alfred horse in here, of course, who owned.
That's who you picked.
Great. Well, I got that. Did I put the stat up? I don't think I did. But Todd Pletcher is 6 for 23, first time in the turf maiden special to maiden claimer. Something I think we noticed last year. So he's done this before. He doesn't have a ton of turf pedigree, but enough in the Cairo Prince.
It's a Cairo Prince, yeah.
I mean, the thing about strike price is I don't love the turf pet with Tapiture, and also the dam is 23.
Yeah, older dam, and there's not a lot of turf pedigree, period. And
the thing that worried me about the Mott horse you liked, and that horse has too much pedigree to run for claim race. I wonder if they're going to run that horse in the maiden special first. I wonder if that's what maybe the horses can't run.
Me too.
But the horse that have to stays in Vegas. Yep. I mean, that horse is a half to a very good horse in the turf. I thought maybe try it in a maiden special. We'll see. But maybe today's the day. That would be quite a good Friday if Bailout actually won. And if
we'll remember where we were.
If you're one of the horses that loses to him, you don't want to talk about it when you get back to the barn, right? The other horses are going to look at you differently.
I remember the day Darryl Abramovich claimed him. He asked me if it was a good claim. Before the claim, I was like, I'm not.
He's probably been an earner. I mean,
yeah,
not great, not really.
I didn't answer the question. I remember Tom Morley won the race. I made a very large wager on the Tom Morley horse. He went wire to wire.
He must have been Shug originally, right?
He was Shug.
Yeah. Amazing. Anyway.
Darryl's won like 4 in a row with Jeffrey Englehart. He's on like a 3 or 4 race winning streak.
It's about to come to an end.
Well, we'll see how the mojo keeps going with Bailout. Everyone talking about a rally killer. Bailout's in today, folks.
Yeah.
That's just the old 6-4-3.
Bailout's like me coming up with the bases loaded, 1 out, down 1 in the ninth.
Bailout 6-4-3 has 6-4-3 written all over him to that rally.
He's the bailout for the other team.
Absolutely.
Yep. Race number 3. I'm interested. Which one did David make the favorite? Race number 3, Stony Point or Guardian Mood? Okay.
Guardian Mood.
I agree with him. I wanted to show Stony Point's race. I think people will be entranced by this, and obviously she can win. I don't think she beat anybody, and there is a very interesting Shug stat, which actually came up in Saratoga, but it was the week that I had COVID when he had a heavy favorite with anticipation. Shug's numbers off of maiden wins with turf runners. Off a maiden win on the turf, he's 7 for 57, 96-cent ROI. But with second-time starters, he's 0 for 8, with 1 hitting the board, and every single one of them was a short price.
Yikes.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah, that makes sense though, right? Because not the stat, Shug? But the short price makes sense.
Sure,
because when Shug firsters win, everybody thinks that the next second coming.
They have not come back and run back to the races, and she's going to have to run probably better. Now, the one thing that's good for her, she is the controlling speed in here.
Yeah, look.
Though isn't the 6 supposed to go?
Yeah,
so 6's race here last year.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Guardian Moon. She wins her first 2 races against state breds.
Here's her last race.
Easily. And then
2 races back.
She ran into, I mean, in the context of this field, she ran into an absolute monster. She was 9-2 into Miss Aramet last time. Miss Aramet just does nothing but win down in South Florida, those turf sprint stakes. I mean, Miss Aramet would be 1-9 in here.
She was bad in this race, the next race the last time. Doesn't it bother you that she was as bad as she was?
Well, she has the gaps in the form, man.
But you're the guy who always says to me, and rightfully so.
But now she's back. Now it's 2 months. And it's the first time she's ever been this close. She was in way over her head last time.
She's still a 4-year-old making her 4th career start that has layoffs between every race. She's the worst to beat. I don't disagree.
The fact that Abreu ran her in the stakes, when he could have easily found an A other than for her now, an open A other than for her.
I don't know that he easily could have. That's the question. Could he have?
I mean, they write him all the time.
I don't know that they do. I don't know what they have. I don't know.
I think it was all. I thought it was all good signs. Listen, I'm giving you an 8-5 shot. She is a very, very heavy lean for me today.
She's way the horse to beat. She's probably gonna be 4 to 5 in here.
I would grab all of the. If I got 8 to 5, I would take. And you know this is not ordinarily me. I would grab as much at 8 to 5 as I possibly could.
I think she's a little more suspect than you do.
Okay.
I think you're talking about a horse that hasn't run a good race in a year. That's going to be a short.
Combined
price.
with that Shug stat that you put up, unless your horse wakes up a little bit.
Well, I'm not. I mean, Wow's maiden win was okay, and I thought Wow had a ridiculous trip in the race on November 19th, wide as could be. It wasn't a killer field, but it was a more competitive field than this. And then she goes down and she's running 7.5 furlongs, which is she's running route races. She's a better one-turn
Do you worry
sprinter.
she has no pace, though, to run into here?
Yes, I worry about that a little bit.
Right.
But it is a 5-horse field. It is a 5-horse field. The other thing is, the 6 is going after the 3. The one thing that Guardian Moon and Manny Franco aren't going to do is lose this race because they let Shug waltz
get
in the
loose
front
on the
end.
front end.
Right.
Absolutely
and she,
right.
You know, and Guardian Moon had some trouble last time, legit trouble. She was stayed 3/4 of a length to a length. She was bad, but she did have legit trouble. And you know, Manny is riding. I think Manny's been riding sensationally well. I thought his ride yesterday on Flop Shot was exceptional.
Yep.
I mean, he really got great
job.
position on that horse. Yeah. I know he's a heavy favorite, but he's
Doesn't
a
matter. It
difficult
was still a
horse
really
'cause
good
he's
ride.
been doing
Yeah.
nothing but lose, and he kind of wanted to hang yesterday, frankly. And it was only the good ride that probably got him to win.
He's a strong finisher.
And,
that was a good ride yesterday. You're right.
You know, I don't know. I'm not taking Secret Love first time on the turf. If she handles the turf, she does. And I mean, Todd's horse, he doesn't. Here's Todd's numbers with horses, shippers, foreign shippers on the turf. He's 1 for 13 with a 63% ROI, and the stat
I
itself.
think I'm more
doesn't matter.
surprised that he had 13 runners.
In other words, this is somebody who's getting top ledger, has got 2 or 3 of them a year.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe this one will end up being a runner. But I'm going to take a little shot with Wow. I'm with you. 6 is way the worst to beat. I'm not arguing that. But I think.
You hit me with those Shug stats just now. I got more confident in Guardian Moon today.
We'll see. Race stats, you know, stats can change.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one hitting the board, the bottom. Race number 4,
right.
if somebody allowed me 1 race a month not to make a pick, I think this would have been the race. I think this was a race. I felt like somebody had to tie me down to get me to make a selection in this race. And at the end of the day, I made this. Here's Greatest Love running against Baba, actually. This is how far back for Greatest Love. This is like 4 races back for Greatest Love. No, 2 races back. And Baba, it's 4 races back. You know what? Baba's the speed. That's not why I picked Baba. I know Violent Point has speed too, but Trevor's got to go with Baba, and I made this pick days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The horse is the speed. What do you want from me? Anthony, I don't have.
What do you want? I don't want anything.
You got an opinion? You got a strong opinion in this race?
No, are you kidding me? It's funny when you were saying that. I probably would agree with you.
There isn't a single horse in this race that I want to bet on. I want to book every horse in this race.
No, like the talent shows, like American Idol and stuff. They have the button.
Anthony.
Yeah, you don't know anything about it. Yeah, if I could take the skip button, I would hit the skip button here. No question about it. I picked Shasta Star. But there's nothing to love about Shasta Star. I get it with Baba.
What do you like about Shasta Star?
I mean, I thought the race first time for Jimmy Ferraro last time behind Awesome Indra. Awesome Indra, okay, honey, you're better than these horses, right?
She ran 5 last time.
Yeah,
I don't
she ran
disagree.
well. It was a good race for
but-
Jimmy Ferraro off the claim. I don't know. I thought she'd be a decent. She's 3-1 more in line. I think she'll be around that because I do think people have to, you know, especially if the speed holds.
I have no idea about this race.
Well, if the speed holds, Baba will be short. I mean, Greatest Love's supposed to be the favorite, but Greatest Love, I mean, you want to talk about a horse that doesn't have any speed.
I don't trust her at all.
No,
I got her
there's no
second.
trust. Impossible to
She's
trust
dropping, but I don't.
Impossible to trust
I don't trust her at all. I know Violent Point has speed. I don't really like her.
No.
I mean, I looked at cover photo because this is I know it's not first off the claim for Randy Purcell, where he's had great success, especially recently, but it's first time off the claim in a race the horse could win.
This is also the kind of races that Randy wins.
Yeah.
These crapshoots,
No,
right?
I agree.
With a suspect favorite, short field. Here comes Randy at 1940.
Well, I wonder the 8 to 5, the 6 to 5 in Greatest Love is because of Barista Vixen.
Yeah.
I
But she'll be
doubt
short.
That, yeah, but I don't think David would have made her anywhere
No,
close
no,
to that
no,
on her own.
right, 2 to
maybe
1.
2 to 1 or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Race number 5.
Speaking of short favorites.
She'll be a shorter price favorite than Shug will be in the second race at Keeneland, but she's even money on the line, and Shug is 8 to 1 on the line, and he'll be 8 to 5 in the second race at Keeneland.
What number is that horse?
I
Never
don't
mind.
know,
It's
3. So expand the map. Expand the map should have won this race in Saratoga. No disrespect to the winner, who we'll get to, but had to move wide and early. And I didn't blame Irad for this ride. I think he was making the right decision. It ended up being the wrong decision, but I don't think it was a bad ride. I think
No,
it's just.
it's
I
the
think
wrong
after the race,
decision.
he would probably have said, "Well, I guess I wish I'd been a little more patient." But that you
That's
can't do anything
all.
about that. This is a highly touted, very, very talented Euro. And the horse that beats her is Piazza Bianchi, who came back and was second in stake in Canada, and then she won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. So this was a very good field. She's been very unlucky, expand the map. She was entered in the P.G. Johnson. It got rain off the turf, probably shouldn't have. And then she got entered in this race last week. So they've been trying to get her back to the races. She's back. She's good. She's very good. It's going to take a good horse to beat her, and she ain't going to be even money. She's going to be 2-5.
Yes. Everything you said.
I mean, I don't.
Nothing else to really say here. I mean, I didn't think there was anything else to really say. You got a Bombardier for second. Why don't you talk about this horse? They have to voting control, our buddy.
Well, it's not just voting control. The dam is 4 for 4 with her turf production. And remember something about this. When they ran this race last Friday, Rob could have stayed in. And it wasn't exactly a particularly
No, they're looking
exciting
to get
race.
this horse on the turf.
And this horse got bet
Yep.
first time in the dirt. So Rob obviously wants to get this horse in the turf. And this horse has plenty of turf pedigree. I thought this horse was very interesting. I mean, you've got Libretta second. I mean, to second foal, it's not. I mean, I know that TD does well with.
I heard this horse could run a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, he had the horse that ran second the other day in that
Saturday.
Yeah, the horse ran well. Okay.
I was told after the fact about that one, and I was told by the same person
Oh, so
that this one
will
could run
suck.
too.
So this
Well,
one
that's
you
how it
heard
works,
before
right?
The race can't run.
Yep.
Or it's good, and that'll work out. Okay. Well, I mean, your tip from the guy you don't know did run third in that race. To be credited, at least at the board, it's better than usual. So maybe the tips from the guys you don't know are
There you
good
go.
ones.
Want to take a break?
Not really, but we will. We'll be right back.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
We're back. That's a reasonable point, right?
Yeah.
He's Anthony, I'm Andy. Race number 6. Race number 6 is an interesting race. The problem with race number 6 is on yesterday's racetrack, the horse that you like and I have 2nd and the horse I like are in trouble.
When I was typing the picks, and I said to myself, I said, this poor horse, he's going to catch another one of these. He's going to catch another one of these.
Well, let's hold off on the replay for a minute. Why do you like this horse?
I thought last time he was kind of against it too. I mean, and he ran into a horse last time in Prisoner who we discussed him a little bit yesterday. Obviously, he's a horse that has a tons of talent, just has some issues, and
He wasn't against it. The track was very fair last time. I think.
He didn't have the greatest trip. I don't think he had the greatest trip last time either.
Okay, because.
I thought he had a little traffic that was not noted.
It's a strange trip, and we'll talk about it.
It was a strange.
We're going to show the break, and Color Me Potsy is the 6, and Jake Rock's the 7. Now Jake Rock's break's a little slow, but Color Me Potsy
he just
jumps up at the start.
Up, yeah.
And originally, when I saw that, I thought that maybe that Jake Rocks was affected, but he wasn't. One incident had nothing to do with the other one. It was two completely separate incidents. He was in no way bothered by Color Me Potsy. Now, what are we supposed to do? Now we'll show the quarter to finish. Or we can show the whole race. Okay, what happens here is, I thought we'd show more than that, is that Jake Rocks gets blind switched by Color Me Potsy. And that affects a little bit. The problem is that Color Me Potsy ran the second best race in here by far. He ran better than Jake Rocks did. Yes, Jake Rocks a little slow, not as bad as Color Me Potsy. And Jake Rocks was also kind of sucking up into the race, whereas Color Me Potsy made that big wide move to try to do something, and I don't blame Eric for it. I think he was just trying to do something. But it's not like Color Me Potsy has had a lot of trouble at the gate, but he's breaking from the inside with Eric, and I'm afraid he may have a problem again. But based on their last races, I'd rather take him at a bigger price than the 1 for 29 Jake Rocks.
This is now that was my biggest issue with Color Me Potsy. That's why, because and ordinarily you would say to me at this point, if you have Jake Rocks on top, how don't you have Color Me Potsy second? Well, the rail, and now back-to-back races with gate issues. He
I don't
he
think-
acted up he acted up 2 back and broke through the gate. Then last time he had the gate issues. Now, like you said, he
More than
draws the
fair.
rail.
More than fair.
It's a little troubling for me.
The problem is, here's something. Can you imagine if Bailout and Jake Rocks were in the same card? I mean, frauds could start coming out of the sky,
I was thinking about
right?
this, right? I was thinking about
Want to
that.
make that parlay?
Would
Say like 10,000.
And there's actually 2 of those in here. There's actually 2 in here. It would be Jake Rocks, or it could be the fastest 3-year-old of all time last year, Bezos.
Oh my
You remember
God.
the scene that was made over this horse last year?
The funny thing about it was that a lot of people knew he couldn't run.
Then you got.
I think Randy Moss texted me the day he ran his debut. He said, "I know the whole world's talking about Bezos, but I've heard he's not any good." I think it was Randy. I could have been somebody else, but I mean,
If you took 3 to 5
you're
first
right.
time,
He was. They talked about him in hushed tones. He was the next best thing, better than Charlatan, and he's. Yeah, I forgot that he was that horse.
it's amazing.
Maybe
It's
they were
really
trying to play
amazing.
a trick on Jeff Bezos.
It's
they found a bad horse and named it against.
Really amazing. When I saw this horse in the entries, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This horse is in a starter.
Well-
This horse is
well-
in a starter. That means he was claimed.
It's been so long since one has run that maybe Linda's hoping that people have forgotten how unbelievably badly every horse she claimed at Churchill Downs ran. That's why I don't
And
want
that
any
does
part of this
not
horse.
bode well. Right, I have him 3rd, you have him 4th, and that right, it does not bode well for his chances.
Extreme is the horse to beat because he's the speed along with Bezos. But I'm kind of giving up on Extreme.
He's kind of fell apart in his last couple of starts, the
yeah,
latter
but
stages,
he's
right?
still run well enough.
Maybe
he
the
can win this
cutback
race.
helps
he
him.
Can win this
Yeah,
race.
maybe the cutback helps. Maybe he just doesn't want a mile.
He's very dangerous in this race. And on yesterday's track, he and Bezos are helped.
Yeah, he's lost ground in all of his mile races. Maybe cutting back's going to help his cause. But he's not the kind of horse you and I are ever going to take as the favorite.
Well, I don't know.
Very rare.
He's won
Very
for
rare. I won't
11, but
speak for
he's
you.
also got 7 seconds and
Right,
thirds in
yeah.
11 starts. So he's working on a Jake Rocks-like resume. Hey, at least I picked one of the only horse in here. There's only 2 horses that have multiple wins with Color Me Potsy. Maybe that's the big angle here. Race number 7. Race number 7 gave me a bit of headache as well. I had left races 5 and 7 blank or 4 and 7 blank for a long, long time. So I didn't want to pick here either. So what are we doing in here? Let's look at Agility, the horse you have on top. Talk about him.
I like Agility on the stretch out. Agility has some tactical speed. He's also the kind of horse that it's been my experience watching his races that I just don't think he's fast enough to sprint. I think that he's a horse that's going to relish a 1-turn mile. He gets Lasix for the first time now, and dropping into an allowance race, having run in 2 stakes, he couldn't use the Lasix, and now he gets the Lasix for the first time, and it's second off the 10 weeks, and second time blinkers. I know the horse shipping in. I know Exit Right has these gaudy figs coming in from Parks and hasn't lost since being claimed by the Jamie Ness Express, but I don't know. I wanted to try this horse at the mile, and now I'm actually going to get. He's going to be the second choice, but he's got to be a square enough price. I would have to imagine, Andy, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, when David made this entry, the 2 entry, even money, it was because only one was going to run because Ruben Silveira was named on both of them.
Yes.
I would imagine this horse, if he knew Exit Right was running, he may have even laid this horse a little shorter. I mean, because his race is 2 and 3 back. If you were to believe his race is 2 and 3 back.
What would you have made the lines in the 2 and 5? Because I imagine David's watching.
Yeah.
What would you have made the lines
I
in
mean,
the 2
this
and 5?
horse's
Let's
race
see if
is
he gets
2.
back to us.
These figs 2 and 3 back. He will smother these horses.
Normally, I wouldn't pick a Jamie Ness horse because this is a trainer who just didn't win.
They just
in
don't
New
win
York.
up. They just ordinarily don't win here.
But it's not true anymore.
Right.
He won a race Saturday. Kid Doro ran to his fig
Mm-hmm.
last time. We saw Peter Walder, who was 1 for 31, ship up 2 horses last week. The horse was 1 for 31, won. Relatively uncompetitive field, and the favorite didn't show up, but won and ran a good figure nonetheless. And then he almost won with a horse that should have been 20-1 that went off a 6-1 and lost by about that much.
To a horse that could be a stakes horse.
Right.
Right.
So it seems like some of these out-of-town trainers that had years of frustration running horse in New York, that suddenly their horses seem to be running okay.
And
in
that's
New
all
York.
well and good. I still wanted to take a little bit of a chance with a horse that I've been waiting to stretch out. A, and B.
No, I'm not sure you're wrong. I think agility's going to be short.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any chance that there's going to be that kind of gap. I think agility's going to be 2-1.
Really?
I don't have a problem with. He's stake-faced. He's just got speed.
I guess there's really nowhere else, and there's really nowhere else to go, right?
I mean, he seems like the clear other horse, and I'm not. Believe me, I'm not in love with Exit Right by any stretch of the imagination. But you know, it's a 5-horse field.
Quick Flash.
Who else is going to take
Quick Flash was
money
a
here?
bad scratch for me because first-time actress, he would have taken some money.
He's Quick Flash. I don't think it's ever going to matter what barn he's in. This horse could be in the barn of the 10 greatest trainers in the game. He's already been in some good barns, and he'll still finish second to you and I in a horse suit. It's amazing. Today is like today was the day that every horse that never wants to win was entered.
Yep.
It is amazing, right?
It's an amazing day.
Quick Flash was entered the same day as Bailout and Jake Rocks.
You remember? I know you'll remember. Remember my friend Bernie?
Not that well, vaguely.
30 years ago, when Tom Durkin first took over I think it was Rusty Arnold, if I'm not mistaken. And the horse had like 9 or 10 seconds, and when they turned for home one day, it was the first race. He was like 10 front, and the call through the stretch was just, "My friend Bernie wins. My friend Bernie wins," because he kept running second. He threw a few thirds in as well.
Well, Rick
a lot of my friend Bernie's on the card here
Rick
today.
Schosberg reminded me of a horse when he was on the show with me last Sunday that I had remembered, but I remembered what he was talking about when he was talking about it. It was Three Chop Road, who had like 4 or 5 career wins in like a zillion seconds.
Forget it, right?
Yeah, it's a big earner.
Jeff Odens?
No, Rick had him.
It was just Rick?
Well, I don't know if Jeff had him at some point, but maybe not. I
Maybe not.
think Rick said he was like his 900th win on his father's birthday or something. He was talking about it.
Interesting.
Wait, race 8, there's 5. Oh, they can't be off the, no.
No, it's good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, race number 8. So Microphone, we'll take a look at Microphone's maiden win in the 8th race. He's the controlling speed in here. I'm not wholly sold on him. His maiden win was very impressive. He did lose to a horse that just ran off last time. It's a figure that's a little hard to swallow, but he is the controlling speed in here. I'm not completely sold on him, but he's the likeliest winner in this race.
I
Did it hurt you not to pick? You know who else in here? Lonesome Fugitive is running today.
You
love Lonesome Fugitive.
Yes, I do.
First time you ever didn't pick him was when he lost by a head. I remember I said to you that day. You're supposed to.
That was the day I said the insanity. I'm going to make an insanity insurance exactly with Space Launch, and I didn't do it. $56 or something.
That's right. That's
banging my head against the wall.
Well, Space Launch paid like some crazy. Do you remember that? What the 9th race was that day?
No.
The 9th race, I got a live for 2,000 with 2 horses and 4,000 with another horse. The first, second, and third choice. The favorite that I had in the pick 4 or something. Pick 4, pick 5, pick 4, and lost to that horse, that Kelly Breen's horse. That ended up. Did he win?
Courvoisier.
Did he win? Courvoisier, yeah.
He won the Drome.
And that Mott horse was never seen again, was the favorite. And then Ray Handel's horse came back, Constitutional Lawyer.
Yeah.
That's what he did for the 4,000.
Right.
Right. He came back and won his next start at $7. He didn't get left in his next start. Yeah. Seems longer ago than December 2nd.
It does. You're not kidding, man.
He can win Lonesome Fugitive. I mean, if Microphone wires the field, Microphone wires the field. After that, there's a lot of cases, I think, to be made behind him. Lonesome Fugitive, certain one of them, he just doesn't win. I mean, this is an unusual horse for Chad because he's had a lot of good trips and just not gotten it done.
Just doesn't punch.
I'm interested to see what Conquer the World does. We'll take a look at Conquer the World's maiden win, which was very impressive here in November. Now, North Carolina didn't run one flow in Florida. I do think the 3rd place finisher improved the Beyer figure like 3 points in Florida.
Okay.
I don't care what the horse did in a 1.5-mile race on 6th. That means nothing to me. I don't know how good this horse is. This horse could be okay, though. Anthony?
I don't disagree. I'm a little concerned with. See, when he broke his maiden, he kind of looked to me like he was in a horse that needed distance. And I think when you have a horse like Microphone who can control in here, we don't know. You picked Easter, so I'll let you talk about Easter. But you got a little bit of a question mark coming in with Easter. I didn't think, when you look at the races for Ghost Giant since the Atras claim, and I know he's off the layoff, and you look at Lonesome Fugitive, they're kind of the same horse, and Ghost Giant's going to be twice the price.
Well, he's also got an outside post.
Right. Well, it's only
only
a
a
7-horse
post.
field, right?
No, I
you
know.
know, so I wasn't too
Most
concerned
Giants
with
not
that.
impossible
No,
here.
you know.
I'm going to bet on Easter. I understand he's probably giving up a pace advantage to the favorite, but this horse is running at some very, very good horses overseas. I mean, this horse this horse was 20-1 against Marks Basilica, who was the European Horse of the Year last year, right? And in case you're wondering, that is the French Guineas. This horse ran against some serious horses.
Serious horses.
And Grand Motion with these Euros is very good. You know, the one that wants more distance didn't run that badly yesterday after having trouble early in the race. I think I have a stat for Graham. Did we show the stat for Graham yet?
Here it comes.
Yeah. For what it's worth, 5 to 9 month layoffs. Grand Motion, 5 for 15 with your foreign shippers. You know, first I put on the Lasix, probably not even necessary.
You
Gelding.
yeah.
These horses run for Graham.
You're just going to tell everyone now that you picked the horse named Easter because it's Good Friday.
If there was a horse named Passover, I might have picked it. How about the fact that Sol Kumin owns a horse named Easter? Shouldn't he change its name legally to Passover? I'm going to have to call Sol about that. Seriously.
Ay, ay, ay.
Well, I mean, it's got the right horse the wrong holiday.
Right church, wrong pew.
I'm gonna text him and tell him he's got to change the name of that horse. Straighten that out. So race number 9, by the way, race number 9 closes out. You should be embarrassed to have picked this horse. You should be embarrassed to have put the 6 on top.
Listen.
I mean, this is unbelievable. Every race has got one of these offers in here. How about Cadencia? We'll take a look at the last race. Let's discuss the horse that Anthony has on top in here. Is 0 for 9. No, I have to abuse you. You have to know I was going to abuse you for picking this horse, okay? And I get it, he could win. But he's 0 for 9 with 5 seconds for Top Pledger. He has lost races at 8 to 5, 6 to 5, 3 to 2, 7 to 5, and 3 to 5 here. I don't think it matters the distance to the surface, but now Todd's going, oh, the only thing he hasn't failed at so far is sprinting on the turf. The next thing he's going to do, he's going on the dirt. I can't believe you picked this horse on top. Shame on you.
I can't believe I picked this horse on top either. It was, again,
There's a lot of funny horses running today that don't want to win.
the horses
I didn't even realize that.
Of the horses I kind of left in, I mean, I guess I could have put in, this might be the one on top, the number 5 at a better
not
price.
impossible.
Not
Cutting back to a
impossible.
better
Yeah.
distance. Horse didn't run that badly.
Tightened up on the all-weather, on the...
You know that party
Tapeta,
line vote, the horse
Tapeta?
they claimed it's the half to Daddy No?
Daddy, no.
The turf miler for George Weaver. George claimed the horse, and Jake Bayless claimed
Not
it.
Daddy, no.
They ran that horse one more time, because I looked it up. I'm like, did they ever run that horse again? They ran the horse in the dirt it was a Pennsylvania bred, in a Pennsylvania bred stake at Penn National in like November. The horse got nothing. I bet they bred the horse. I bet they bred
Oh, the
that
Blue
horse.
Hen? She ran in the Blue Hen, probably.
One of those
Yeah.
kind of races. Anyway, I was embarrassed for you when you picked this horse. You really copped out. I mean, this is pathetic.
I couldn't.
You couldn't what?
I couldn't find.
Couldn't show a little bit of grit,
No,
determination.
I had nothing left. It was the 9th race. You know, I just got lazy, like you always tell me.
You did. I can't believe you did. I just looked at your picks and I'm like, Anthony didn't really pick a Dempsey.
It's
did
the
he?
only. You know what? It's funny. The
some
the
field
only
that they-
reason I really picked this horse was because maybe the sprinting will help. I mean, I know she's going to be a terrible price, but I couldn't pull the trigger on anybody else here, Andy. I
So
just couldn't do it.
by the way, after that Bruce Levine good thing in the last race yesterday, they got bet at 8 to 1. It occurred to me after the race that I saw Jay from Flying P for the first time in forever. I saw him twice as I was talking to Roy over there, and I saw him in the paddock for the race. And I saw the horse running, and I'm like, oh, now I know why Jay was here. Should have. It's always good to figure that out at the 8th pole with
Yes.
the 4 in front at 8 to 1. I'll tell you something annoying about my horse, and we'll show Misspelled Moons. I love this name.
Great name.
Is this a
Yeah,
great name?
perfect.
Yeah, that is really, really a great name. I wonder what the story is with that name, right? There has to be a funny story with that
You would
name.
imagine, yes.
But the horse that beat this horse, the Meadowlands, was entered in the race earlier today with Guardian Moon. And does have kind of a look of a horse that could be better than this figure suggests. And I don't really know what to do with some of these turf races, the Meadowlands, because we saw a lot of bad races there, but we also saw that Chad Maiden that ran so badly and came back closing day at Belmont, the one that tied them for the title, the car race for the title, that Eric Hansel won on, that improved immeasurably. And you even look at the horse. I mean, go back and let's look at, how do you pronounce that horse's name? Tusi? Tazwea? I mean, Tazwea stretched out. I know she wasn't effective, but she certainly didn't run that badly in the Teppan if that race was as atrocious as the 54 looked. And I'm thinking maybe that race really should have been in the mid-60s somewhere, and it was,
Puts the horse right there.
It makes this horse a year later is like a player in here, and I think it'll be a bit of a price. And I love the name. It's a great name.
It's a great name.
It's really a great name. Is it like a play on moo? Moo, like a cow moo? I mean, it's very...
I don't know.
Now, misspelled is spelled correctly, though, right? That's a tricky word, misspelled. How is misspelled spelled?
I don't know.
Is misspelled with one S or two
I
S's?
thought it was two.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing was just a play on words.
Do you think it's...
Words.
Let's look up misspelled
It's like
here.
words, play on words.
Misspelled. Yes, misspelled is misspelled, too.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's what I thought.
That is really good. I want to know the genesis of that name. It's a good one. Anyway,
You call Ray. I'm not talking to him about it.
he said he's done with you.
Yeah.
He's had enough of your abuse. He's very good-natured, Ray. We
I'll
love
have to
Ray.
take a number.
We love Ray. Same. Same. Anyhow, we're done. Looking forward to the card today. Looking forward to tomorrow's card. We'll talk about that tomorrow as well. Is it 10 tomorrow, right? It's 10 races
10
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
And
Stakes
look at
early.
that. America's Day at the race behind us.
Stakes is the 4th tomorrow, I think.
Yes. Stakes is the 4th.
Blog's up. It's part of the...
I thought there were some opportunities. Tomorrow's card was interesting.
Yeah.
Anyhow, opportunities today as well. Head over to Naira Bets if you're not a member. Use the promo code STAKES200, and you too can join the fun at Naira Bets. We'll match with $200 of your initial deposit, and you'll be doing the right thing. You'll be keeping the money in the game. Also, we have $20 bonus if you opt in, 75 or more each at Aqueduct and Oaklawn. David must not be watching, by the way. He did not text me.
Can you get back to us?
He gets a demerit for not watching Talking Horses.
Wow.
It's very insulted. We have the contest. You have until 5 o'clock, so now you have just over 4 hours to sign up for this. Always fun. Really give this a try. If you're thinking of doing it, do it.
Do it.
If you're not thinking of doing it, do it. Naira.com/contests. We also have Belmont Stakes seats are still available. Go to BelmontStakes.com for more information. You will want to be there. Don't get lazy. Get them now. And finally, last and sort of least, because I mean the fun's over. Let's face it, the show's over. 1 to
It's not
6:30.
least.
I'm just kidding. Everyone, I'm on for 2.5 hours. If I think it's least, then I'm really embarrassing myself. At least if you watch and I'm on, you get Acacia. It's nice to have her back.
It is.
And after that arduous train ride she took. Anyhow, we're done. But
We are.
Johnny I is just getting revved up.
He's very excited. It's Mets opening day at Citi Field today.
Yeah, no, he might want to make a switch. Anyway,
I don't think we'll
we're
get
done.
the switch.
We'll see you later. I got to run upstairs. Have a wonderful day at the Big A.
Hello, racing fans, and once again, welcome to Aqueduct. A delightful Friday here at the Big A. Sunny skies, the temperature in the 60s. Main track is fast, and the turf courses are firm. In today's first race, scratch the 1A, Memento Me. Scratch 1A, Memento Me. In the second, scratch 7, Nothing to See Here, an 8 Bold Victory. Scratch numbers 7 and 8, and the 9 is 1 pound over. Third race, scratch 4, Tazwea, and 7 Map of America. In the third, scratch numbers 4 and 7. Race 4, scratch the 1, Barista Vixen, part of an entry. Scratch the 1, Barista Vixen. In race 5, scratch 2, Regina, 4, Star of India, and 6, Ironic Lady. Scratch 2, 4, and 6 out of race 5. In the sixth race, there's a jockey change on number 6, Magnificent Chrome. The rider is now Raul Mena. Raul Mena on the 6, and the weight is 123. 7th race, scratch 1A, Son of an X, 2B, Kid Doro, and 6, Quick Flash. In the 7th, scratch 1A, 2B, and 6. In today's 8th race, scratch number 3, Good Culture, scratch the 3, and note that number 6, So High, will wear a cheek piece again. In the 9th race, scratch 12, In Sandals, 14, Saratoga Commando, 15, Fleur Elise, and 16, Heels Together. In the 9th, scratch 12, 14, 15, and 16. The 11 is 1 pound over, and number 13, Dusted, make the jockey Ruben Silvera. Ruben Silvera rides number 13, Dusted, in race 9. Main track fast, turf courses firm. The Friday opener at Aqueduct in 27 minutes at 1:20.
How does horse racing support New York's economy? It's responsible for 19,000 jobs and more than $3 billion in annual statewide economic impact. These good-paying jobs support working families across the state and sustain thousands of small businesses both on and off the track. Horse racing in New York means jobs and opportunities now and in the future. We are New York horse racing.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.
Be a part of the racing action Saturdays at Aqueduct with live money contests available online through Naira Bets. A $300 buy-in adds $200 to your contest account, while the other $100 funds the cash prize pool paid through 10th place. Follow along with the races on America's Day at the Races while keeping track of your leaderboard standings on Naira Bets. After the contest, your bankroll and prize winnings are shifted back into your Naira Bets account to start betting or withdraw. Register to play today at nairabets.com/contests.